The Leafs start their 4-game road trip on a winning note as they head to Philly to take on the Flyers, the very big and ugly rebuilding Philadelphia Flyers, and win 6-3. And the Buds have now won 4 consecutive games. They're now 44-19-5 on the season. And you know what we saw today? We saw the return of Soupy. Jack Campbell back in the cage for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Eric Källgren has done a fine job in goal. Just holding the fort, really. But Jack Campbell is back. And ladies and gentlemen, it's your guy. It's our guy. And the reason I say that is because you got to trust him. You can't trust Källgren. Love the kid. Can't trust him. Mrazek's hurt for at least 6 weeks. Yeah, we won't be playing. Jack's the guy. And he was great tonight in his first game back for the Toronto Maple Leafs, especially in the early goings of this game, where the Leafs kind of came out slow. The Flyers had a lot of pressure early on, and he made some big-time stops. Shots on goal, 11-6 in favor of Philly in that first period. He steers away all 11. And we go into the second period, just under 4 minutes in. Kevin Hayes scores, making a 1-0 game at 3:56 of the second period. And the Leafs, they got to get their legs going. But the last guy that I would expect to get the opening goal for the Leafs is former Flyer, where he was his best, Wayne Trade Simmons. I mean, TJ Brodie with an absolutely gorgeous outlet feed. Blue line, inside his own blue line to the opponent's blue line. And Simmons had momentum. And he goes on a breakaway, takes a shot, and it just squeaks by Carter Hart into the net. And the Leafs have tied it at 1. Simmons from Brodie at 10:23 of the second period. And the boys have tied it at 1. Just over a minute after that, Timothy Liljegren fires one, I would say on the net, but it wasn't even close to that. However, it banks off the boards and comes back to the front, and oh boy, that's an ugly one. But who cares? It's in the back of the net, and I don't care. You don't care. Timothy Liljegren doesn't care. The Leafs now lead it 2-1. Liljegren from Brodie and Bunting at 11:32 of the second period. The Leafs are in front now. Just like that, having no goals, really no opportunities. Well, let me rephrase that. No golden opportunities, and you're down 1-0 on the road. Doesn't look great. Just like that, it tells you how bad the Flyers are. Just like that, you go bang, bang, and you're up 2-1. However, just over 3 minutes after that, Ivan Provorov scores at 14:33, and we're tied at 2. And after 2 periods of play, it's a 2-2 hockey game. Shots on goal are 13-12 in favor of Philly in that second period. And it's a 2-2 hockey game going into the third. You gotta find a way. And we go into the third period, and just under 8 minutes into the period, you see the Matthews and Marner show. You know, Austin Matthews, I believe, or was it, who was it that got it to, it was Morgan Riley. Gets to Mitch Marner in about the high slot area. And he does a nice little, I don't know what you want to call it, but he goes from the backhand to the forehand, goes around the defender, and I think he dove at Marner, and obviously Carter Hart's kind of down and out at this point. Marner goes around the back of the net. Every single Flyer is looking at Marner behind the net. You know what that means? Austin Matthews wide open in the slot with Carter Hart out of the net. That's a disaster waiting to happen. Marner lays it on the platter for Matthews, and he buries it. And the Leafs now have a lead. But they get their lead back, I guess. It's now a 3-2 game. Matthews from Riley and Marner at 7:41 of the third period. Matthews with goal number 51 and is now, 4 goals away from becoming the first Leaf all time to score. You know, he's the most in a single season, beating Rick Vaive. I think he has 54. Matthews now has 51. He's kind of do it, Leaf fans. He got 13 games to go, something like that. I think it's 14. The game was 68 today, or 69. Either way, he got double-digit games to go, and he's got 4 goals to score. Matthews, at the pace he's at right now, would not surprise me in the slightest if he does it. And the next thing, maybe he goes for 60. I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. But Matthews with a gorgeous goal. Marner sets the whole thing up. It was gorgeous. And I believe they showed a stat today that through 33 games, Mitch Marner has the most assists in franchise history in a 33-game span. He's got 60. He's been insane. Like, it's pretty wild, Leaf fans. We all get mad. We yell at the team. This team's garbage. They need this. First round. Like, we are witnessing greatness. The Leafs franchise has been around for over 100 damn years. And we are about to witness two of the best players break millions of records in Leafs history. And it's wild. Let's get back to the game. But I just wanted to put that out there. It's pretty insane to think about. So you have a 3-2 lead. Problem, you go back on the power play. Or they go on the power play. Justin Holtz, stupid penalty. And it's like, okay, great. Here we go. It's a 3-2 game. This is where you want Jack Campbell to kind of shut the door down. Welcome back, right? You'd love to see him finish this game off really, really strong. However, the Leafs, they come the other way. And it seems like every game, the Leafs are coming the other way looking for a shorthanded goal. Pierre Engvall and Colin Blackwell coming down on a 2-on-1. Engvall holds. And I don't know what kind of positioning Carter Howard had. He was more or less close to the post, leaving the far side open. And Engvall rips it into the far side. You see the sellings. He hits the boards. Oh, yeah. He's jacked up. Pierre Engvall's 12th goal of the season. Assisted by Morgan Rielly alone. There's a shorty at 11:43. And the Leafs now have a 2-goal lead. They're feeling good. I believe it's a 4-2 game. You guys remember 2-2 there? Yeah, 4-2 game for the Toronto Maple Leafs. We're feeling great right now. You got a 2-goal lead. You started the third period strong. You killed the rest of that penalty. You're doing a good job. Then Ivan Provorov scores. At 12:23 the third period. Fired it from the point. It hit David Kampf in front of the net. Beats Jack Campbell. You can't blame him there. It's now a 4-3 game. That was, 40 seconds after the Engvall shorty. So just like that, we're back to a 1-goal hockey game. However, the Leafs weren't done. Who comes down to the two? It was a point shot from Michael Bunting or Mitch Marner. I can't remember which one floated the puck on from the point. It was stopped in front. Who banks home the rebound? Morgan Rielly. And this guy's putting up some stupid numbers this season, and no one's really talking about him. It's wild stuff. Rielly from Bunting and Marner at 13:47 to give the Leafs that 2-goal lead back. And with under 7 minutes to play, we're like, okay, we feel pretty good. But they weren't done. Nifty move in the middle of the ice from Willie Nylander to give it to John Tavares as Willie Nylander takes the hit to make a play. And they come in a short 2-on-1. Tavares holds, and roofs it on Carter Hart right in that. Like, as you know, goalie standing like this, you beat him right up here. Excuse me. Can't do much about that. Tavares buries it from Nylander at 15:49. Look at that, guys. The last couple of games, right? Tavares scored. Nylander scored a couple of goals. Those guys are starting to find it now at the right time. That goal's at 15:49, putting the Leafs up 6-3. And then it was just closing time from there on out. Shots on goal in the third. 10-8 in favor of the Leafs. They scored, 4 goals on 10 shots in that third period. It's quite ugly. And they obviously get that 1 goal on 8 shots in that period. Shots on goal in the game were 32-28 in favor of the Philadelphia Flyers. I wouldn't say the Leafs played a picturesque, perfect game. They didn't really play the greatest. It came out really flat. Jack Campbell stood in his head. But even for moments, they had some great opportunities, turnovers from the Leafs. But then, once the Leafs started turning the Flyers over, that's when things started to get real hectic on the Flyers' defensive end. And you saw that, especially later in this game. Special teams-wise, we were 0 for 1 on a power play, but don't worry about it. Let's put a short-handed. They were 0 for 2 in their power play, but we scored a shorty, so definitely won that special teams battle. Jack Campbell, 3 goals on 32 shots. Was it like a 906 save percentage? Anything over 900 right now for Leaf fans, and we all can breathe a sigh of relief. He gave your team a chance to win, and that's all I asked from Jack. He did a great job in his first game back, made a lot of big-time saves in the early goings, and picked up the W. A much needed and well-deserved W for Jack Campbell. Welcome back from him, that rib injury. He looked pretty good out there, so maybe he is all good, fine and dandy and back to normal. Wouldn't that be nice? Key players in the game today, Morgan Rielly had a goal and 2 assists. The guy's got like almost 60 points as a defenseman. No one's talking about him. It's crazy. Michael Bunting with 2 assists in the game. He's got like 30-odd assists. He's got over 50-odd points this season. He's been great. Mitch Marner has 2 more assists because why not? And the Leafs do a job. Right? They've won 4 straight games. They get help from Montreal by beating Tampa Bay in the shootout. And with that, I believe Boston won as well. So I think they are tied with the Leafs. So the Leafs are 1 point up on the Bruins or 2 points. Something like that. I think it might be 2 points up on the Bruins. But the Tampa Bay Lightning, with that shootout loss, the Leafs are now tied with Tampa with the same amount of games played. And Leaf fans, The next game for the Leafs is in Tampa on Monday. So if this team wants home ice advantage and wants that second seed in the Atlantic Division, Monday is a massive game. Now, it's a crazy stretch because you have them, and then on the second night of a back-to-back, you have the Florida Panthers. So that's going to be a very, very difficult back-to-back for the Leafs, but one game at a time. Look, Tampa's a damn good team. We all know that. They went back-to-back cups. They're second in the division. They're tied for second in the Atlantic Division still with all the injuries and COVID problems they've dealt with this year. They are phenomenal. But for the Toronto Maple Leafs, it's a little bit of a statement game, right? A team that you could possibly face come round one, right? You're either facing Tampa or you're facing Boston, in my opinion. Well, then again, I don't know, because if you drop in the wild card, that could throw everyone for a loop. So it's all crazy stuff, but it could be a first round matchup between the Leafs and the Lightning. A preview maybe on Monday night. 7:30 puck drop there in Tampa. It's going to be a doozy. And it's a measuring stick game for the Toronto Maple Leafs team, right? Like I've said in the last few videos, they've beaten Carolina, they've beaten Boston, they beat Florida, all in regulation. Who says they can't beat the Tampa Bay Lightning in Tampa? We'll see what they can do, though. We'll see what kind of Leafs team that we see, right? Are we going to see that Leaf team we saw against the Boston Bruins? Or are we going to see the Leafs team that we saw today? A lot of turnovers, a lot of big chances the other way, because that team, they will bury those. All right, Leafs fans, so you know what? That is going to do it for this one. You enjoyed the video and you enjoyed the game tonight. Smack the like button to appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys not already. Comment down below thoughts on the video, thoughts of the game. Would you like, would you not like from today's game team for the Toronto Maple Leafs? The Twitter link is down below, so follow up. Send me a DM to all that great stuff. The Instagram link is also down below, so follow up there if you guys have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys Jay's edition on Wednesday, wrapping up this past week's games. Obviously, what did they do today? Well, it was a 2-2 tie, got rained out, and that was the end of that. So we'll talk about that on Wednesday. And as for the Toronto Raptors, yes, Raptor fans, Lowry's return. I can't really see it too well, but Lowry's return tomorrow night at Scotiabank Arena as the Miami Heat come to town. I will be at the game, so that video will be uploaded later than usual, but it is going to be a time tomorrow night. I cannot wait. But I'll talk to you guys then, Raptors Edition post-game, is that we hope to beat the Miami Heat and keep this streak alive. And I don't know what Chicago did tonight, but either way, you look to keep pace, and Cleveland won. I know that for a fact. So you look to stay 3 up on them. All right? And that's the Toronto Maple Leafs. A big measuring stick game for these buds on Monday night. Might not be able to do that video that night, though. It might have to be a Tuesday afternoon or late morning, early afternoon video for you guys. I'm just letting you know a heads up now that might be the case for Monday night's game against Tampa Bay Lightning. All right, 7:30 puck drop there between the Leafs and the Lightning. Big measuring stick game. How are they going to do? We'll have to wait and see, all right? So thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the game tonight. We'll talk to you guys then.